Good day traders, welcome back to the Forex Boat Trading Academy. Today we'll be looking at the Canadian dollar versus Japanese yen currency pair. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, do it right away. This way you will obviously support the channel and will not miss any of the future videos that are coming on a daily basis. Before we get started, I would like to remind you that all the information in this video is for educational purpose only and should not be considered as a financial advice. And what we have on the Canadian Japanese yen is a daily time frame and the potential decline that is expected. And let's get into the price action. Well, first off, we have the downtrend trend line, which has been rejected here and here as well. So there were two rejections of the simple downtrend trend line. Now we have another uptrend trend line, also simple, and we had a break below the trend line. Price has been consolidating for quite a while, but now we see that it remains below both 50 simple and 50 exponential moving average. This is already a bearish signal, and we can see that there was initial breakout, then retracement back, where price kind of rejected the downtrend trend line and rejected this uptrend trend line after the breakout. So this was the point of rejection. What is most important is this level at 80.58, which is confirmed by two fips. First is of the fips applied to the overall downtrend, and the second applied to the last wave to the downside when we saw this breakout. And we have two fips here, 61.8 and 88.6. And both of them correspond to one level, which has been rejected very cleanly. This obviously an extremely bearish signal, and now we see that the price starting to produce lower lows and lower highs. So as long as price remains below this level, the downtrend is imminent. The downtrend continuation should take place and should result in a decline of around 130 pips from the current price. Why 130 pips? Is because of the support, which is also located there. Now the support is at 78.00, slightly above, which is also a strong psychological level, which previously, as we can see, has been acted as the demand zone, demand. Well, perhaps this time it can be acting as the demand as well, although break below this level and then rejection, which could be acting as the supply as well if there will be the breakout. But first, price needs to get there. In regards to the downside support also, it is confirmed by the simple uptrend trend line and the descending channel, the bottom of the channel. I have used this point for the channel because there was no weekly break and close above. So if I go to the weekly, you will be able to see what I'm talking about. This was initial high, then price spiked out and there was no closing price above. So this is the point I took for my channel. And we see that the resistance is clearly holding, was a very clean bounce of this support confirmed by two fips, and now lower lows, lower highs. Just if I go to the daily time frame, we can see there was a break below this support. There were multiple bounces, then break below, and prices almost reached the moving averages but didn't. So there could be a consolidation where it will eventually test the moving average, although we might be seeing the downtrend starting from this point onwards. There was kind of this spike and there was a rejection of the 50 moving average on the 30-minute chart. If we look at the 15-minute chart, there was a rejection of both moving averages, then went down and closed lower. So this is the rejection. Not on the 1 hour time frame, there was a previously rejection here. On the 4 hour time frame, there was also a rejection here. And it just shows that the bears are dominating on this currency pair and are likely to send pair down by 130 pips from the current price. So that was the analysis for the Canadian Japanese yen. I will update you tomorrow as to what is happening, but now it's time to update you on all previously made analysis, starting Euro Canadian dollar. Euro Canadian has reached this support once again. It is in the support area, and this could be the starting point of yet another upside move. So yeah, something like that I would expect starting from today. Maybe later on, maybe there will be some consolidation, maybe there will be a retest of the moving average, although this is the support zone and it should be very interesting for buyers. Ethereum, as long as it holds this low, it will and should remain bullish. Although if someone would have bought it at the bottom, I think the stop losses would have been moved to the break-even point, or at least to minimize the loss just below this low. So obviously there is always risk of the trend reversal, although still valid analysis as long as this low holds. Gold, it's retesting the uptrend trend line, still looks very bullish, but let's see if there will be break and close below. In this case, we might be retesting this support zone, but at this stage it looks still bullish. We can see there was a rejection of the moving averages, although there was no new lower low produced, there was only spikes, and if there will be for break and close below this support, then maybe only then we will retest next support area. At this stage it remains bullish. Silver, same at the support zone. I would expect price to start moving up, something similar to that. So another wave like this can be expected as long as this support area, the big green area, holds. Euro versus pound, also bullish trend in my view. So we're expecting this such a move, quite a big move to the upside. And here was the rejection of the moving average. There was a spike and then yet another spike, but failed to close below the second spike. So maybe we'll start going up today, maybe not, maybe there will be another pullback to the downside, but we can see the previous level of resistance has been already tested, acted as the support, and perhaps this is the time for the pair to start moving up. Canadian Swiss franc, it failed to break below the previous support, but I think eventually it will happen, and as long as we're below the moving average on the daily time frame, it should remain bearish. Maybe today there will be quite big move as well. S&P 500, the red candle got bigger compared to the yesterday's, and we can see there was a break and close below the previously made low. So this is in my view a confirmation of the bearish domination, and price should start declining further towards 3,200 psychological support. The EURUSD, we had a small pullback, I think. Yeah, there is a small pullback currently. We're rejecting moving averages, which should be quite interesting for sellers as well. We might be retesting the trend line, although only break and close above this resistance can invalidate the bearish forecast. Up until this point, it looks pretty bearish. Swiss franc, Japanese yen, well, is a bit tricky situation. Now, if we have this close below this previously made low, it should be bearish, or at least retesting this this support here previously printed. But higher highs and higher lows are in place, and if there will be break below this support, it means that the lower lows are starting to appear, and that this will not be good. It will probably result in consolidation. At this point, as long as the price is above these two moving averages, the risk to the downside will be minimal. Although if there will be breakout, we are likely to retest this support, but break below this support will definitely invalidate the bullish scenario. Well, I think it will initiate the consolidation, or can go even lower. But this could be, guys, that the Japanese yen is getting very strong, because we just had analysis on the Canadian Japanese yen, and it shows that the Japanese yen is could be strong against multiple currencies. For this reason, it's better at this stage to invalidate this forecast, because there is a contradiction. And besides, I do expect the Canadian dollar to be weak, to follow the oil price, and if Japanese yen will continue to be strong, this should be quite a strong and fast move to the downside. Here is a bit too risky in my view to hold, although break below and close, I think it will be time for the buyers to exit. Well, that seems logical. And finally, the pound versus Swiss franc. Here we are approaching the resistance. Let's zoom. we had the rejection. We're still rejecting the moving average here. There was no break and close above the moving average, and maybe another spike to retest this resistance area. It's up until this stage, it's still bearish in my opinion, and we'll see whether it will retest or not this resistance. So analysis for today was Canadian, Japanese yen. If you have enjoyed the analysis and still not subscribed to the channel, you can do it right away. Support the channel, and of course don't forget to click the like button. And I will see you all guys tomorrow with the fresh analysis on new currency pair. Till next time, and I wish you profits.